Welcome to Street Smart Secrets, where we decode how ordinary people build extraordinary wealth. Now, let me ask you a question. What if financial freedom wasn't about working harder, but about owning the right assets that quietly work for you 24/7? In this video, we're breaking down powerful assets that are making people rich in 2025. The same kinds of assets that the wealthy use to build unstoppable cash flow, create passive income, and retire decades ahead of everyone else. From real estate that pays you while you sleep, to digital and paper assets that multiply your income automatically, you'll see exactly what's working right now, why it works, and how you can start building your wealth machine from scratch. These aren't get-rich-quick schemes. They're real, proven assets that quietly separate the rich from everyone else. So grab a notebook, because by the end of this video, you'll understand how to make your money work for you, not the other way around. Now hit subscribe, tap like, and let's dive straight into the assets that are making people rich in 2025. Asset number 1. Cash flow real estate, the cornerstone of endless income. When it comes to building wealth that lasts for generations, cash flow real estate stands as one of the most powerful assets on the planet. Unlike flashy investments or quick profit schemes, real estate quietly works in the background, creating consistent income, growing in value, and protecting you from inflation all at once. It's not just property, it's a system that pays you every month. Here's the beauty of it. When you own rental properties that generate steady positive cash flow, your tenants essentially pay for your asset. Every month, their rent covers the mortgage, maintenance, taxes, and still leaves you with profit. Income that arrives whether you're working, sleeping, or traveling the world. That's why the wealthy call real estate a money machine you can touch. But here's what separates rich investors from everyone else. They don't just buy any property. They focus on income-producing real estate, apartments, duplexes, vacation rentals, or even commercial spaces in strategic locations. They analyze cash flow, cap rates, and market growth before spending a single dollar. To them, the goal isn't just ownership, it's income ownership. Over time, this asset becomes a triple threat. 1. Monthly cash flow from rent. 2. Equity growth as tenants pay down your loan. 3. Appreciation as property values rise. Plus, you get massive tax benefits, from depreciation deductions to mortgage interest write-offs, all of which put more money back into your pocket. And here's the kicker. You don't need to be a millionaire to start. Many investors begin with one small rental, a duplex, or even a room in their home listed on platforms like Airbnb. The key is to start where you are and let time compound your returns. The wealthy understand this truth. Real estate isn't just a place to live, it's a vehicle for financial freedom. Once your cash flow covers your expenses, you've essentially bought your freedom from the 9-to-5 grind. So if you're serious about never working again, start thinking like an investor, not a buyer. Build assets that pay you, not ones that drain you. Asset number 2. Dividend-paying stocks and ETFs. Earning while you sleep. One of the simplest yet most powerful ways to build wealth and passive income without lifting a finger is through dividend-paying stocks and ETFs. These assets are the quiet engines behind many self-made millionaires, retirees, and financially free investors who no longer depend on active work. Here's how it works. When you buy shares in a company that pays dividends, you're essentially buying a small piece of that business. And just like a business owner, you receive a portion of the profits, known as dividends, typically every quarter. That means you earn consistent cash flow, even if the stock market is closed or your laptop is off. Now imagine owning dozens of dividend-paying companies through ETFs, exchange-traded funds, baskets of stocks that diversify your income automatically. Instead of betting on one company, you earn dividends from many sectors: tech, healthcare, utilities, finance, and more. It's like having a portfolio that never sleeps. The wealthy love this asset for 3 main reasons. 1. Reliable income. Dividend stocks generate regular payouts, creating predictable cash flow month after month, a cornerstone of financial freedom. 2. Capital growth. As companies grow, your stock value increases, adding long-term wealth on top of your income. 3. Compounding power. Reinvesting dividends accelerates growth. Each payout buys more shares, which then earn more dividends. a snowball effect that can turn small investments into large fortunes over time. Take a look at some of the world's richest investors, Warren Buffett, for example. Much of his wealth compounds through dividend-yielding stocks like Coca-Cola, Apple, and American Express. He once said, "If you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die." Dividend investing is exactly what he meant. The beauty of this asset is accessibility. You don't need millions to start. Even $50 or $100 invested monthly in a dividend ETF can grow into a steady income stream over time. The key is consistency, patience, and reinvestment. Over the years, this passive income can cover your bills, fund your travels, or even replace your salary. The wealthy understand that true freedom comes when your assets pay you, not when you trade time for money. So if you want to earn while you sleep, start building your dividend portfolio today, because every dollar invested is another worker added to your financial team. Asset number 3. Digital products and online businesses, the new age wealth builders. We're living in a digital revolution, and some of the fastest growing millionaires today aren't landlords or stock traders, they're digital creators and online entrepreneurs who turn simple ideas into scalable income-generating assets. Unlike traditional businesses that need physical space, employees, or heavy capital, digital products and online businesses can generate revenue 24/7, even while you sleep. That's why they've become one of the most powerful modern assets for creating true financial freedom. Let's break it down. Digital products include ebooks, online courses, templates, apps, memberships, and digital art. Anything that can be created once and sold infinitely without extra cost. Imagine writing an ebook once, uploading it online, and watching it sell every day for years. That's pure passive cash flow. Then there are online businesses, e-commerce stores, affiliate websites, YouTube channels, or subscription platforms. The wealthy see these as digital real estate. Instead of collecting rent from tenants, you collect payments from customers, ad revenue, or memberships, all running on automation. Here's why this asset is so powerful. 1. Low startup cost. You don't need millions to start, just a laptop, an internet connection, and a skill or product people value. 2. Unlimited scalability. There's no physical limit. You can sell to one person or 1 million. Your profit margins stay the same. 3. Automated systems. Tools like email marketing, AI chatbots, and digital delivery platforms handle the heavy lifting, allowing you to earn even when you're offline. Take someone like Graham Stephan, who built multiple income streams through YouTube, online courses, and affiliate marketing. All digital assets. Each platform works like an employee that never sleeps, constantly generating income. The secret lies in building once and profiting forever. The rich understand that digital assets are not trends. They're modern-day money machines. Every video, ebook, or digital course becomes an online employee that earns, compounds, and scales globally. If you've ever thought, "I wish I could make money while I sleep," this is it. The internet has leveled the playing field. Your creativity is now currency. So start small. Turn your skill, idea, or knowledge into something digital. Because in the 21st century, the richest people don't just own land or stocks, they own digital systems that print cash flow around the clock. Asset number 4. Intellectual property and royalties. Getting paid for what you create. Here's one of the most beautiful truths about wealth. You don't have to trade time for money if your ideas work for you. That's exactly what happens when you own intellectual property, IP. Assets that pay you royalties over and over again for something you created once. Think about it. Every time a song plays on Spotify, an author sells a book, a photo gets licensed, or software gets downloaded, someone is earning money automatically. That's not a paycheck. That's royalty income, pure self-sustaining cash flow that keeps rolling in long after the work is done. Intellectual property can take many forms. Books and ebooks, music, videos and film rights, software and apps, patents and inventions, trademarks, designs, and brand licenses. The wealthy understand that ideas can be monetized like real estate. Once you own IP, you can rent it out, license it, or sell rights to others. And it keeps paying you without ongoing effort. Here's the mindset shift. While most people work for money, the rich create assets that money works for. A musician spends months producing one album, but it pays them for decades. A software developer creates one app that generates recurring subscriptions. An author writes one bestseller that funds their lifestyle for years. Royalties are especially powerful because they multiply with scale. When you distribute your creation globally, through Amazon, Spotify, or app stores, your earning potential becomes limitless. The work doesn't scale linearly, but the income does. And you don't have to be a celebrity or tech genius to profit. Anyone can build IP, write a guide, record music, design templates, or even license content. The internet has made intellectual property creation accessible to everyone. What separates wealthy creators from ordinary ones is ownership. They don't just create, they protect their rights legally and structure deals that pay them for years to come. The ultimate goal? To build assets that pay you royalties even when you're no longer active. Because when your creations work for you, you've achieved one of the highest levels of financial independence, getting paid for your genius, not your time. So whether it's a song, a book, or a brand, protect it, license it, and let your creativity cash flow forever. Asset number 5, business ownership, the engine of real wealth and freedom. If there's one asset that consistently creates millionaires and billionaires across every generation, it's business ownership. Stocks, real estate, and royalties all create wealth, but owning a business gives you control over wealth creation itself. It's not just an asset, it's a wealth engine. The truth is, every major fortune on earth can be traced back to someone who owned a business, not someone who just worked for one. When you own a business, you stop trading hours for dollars and start building something that pays you whether you're working or not. The wealthy understand this at a deep level. Instead of being an employee, they become owners, leveraging systems, automation, and people to generate continuous income. If you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die. Owning a business is that way. The magic of business ownership lies in leverage, using other people's time, talent, and tools to create value. When you build strong systems, your business can operate and even grow without your daily involvement. That's how true financial freedom is built. There are different paths. Brick-and-mortar businesses that generate local income and can scale through franchising. Online businesses that run on automation, reaching global customers 24/7. Service-based businesses that start small but can evolve into scalable brands. The key is to build something that solves a real problem, because when you solve valuable problems, money flows to you automatically. But here's what separates wealthy business owners from struggling ones. Systems and structure. They focus on delegation, branding, and cash flow management, not just daily hustle. They build businesses that can run without them. That's when the business becomes a true asset, a machine that pays you long after you step away. Eventually, you can even sell your business or franchise it, turning years of work into millions in profit. That's why business ownership isn't just a path to income, it's a pathway to legacy wealth. So if you dream of never working again, start thinking like a business owner. Build something that solves problems, runs on systems, and pays you even when you're not around. Because the real secret of the wealthy is simple. They own the machines that print money. Asset number 6, private lending and peer-to-peer investing, letting your money work for others. Here's a truth most people never realize. The wealthy don't just borrow money, they lend it. While the average person pays interest, the rich earn it. That's the power of private lending and peer-to-peer investing, an asset that allows your money to work for others while you collect consistent, predictable cash flow. So what is it exactly? Private lending is when you loan money to individuals, investors, or businesses, often secured by collateral like real estate, in exchange for interest payments. Peer-to-peer, P2P, investing takes this concept digital, connecting you with borrowers through online platforms that handle the logistics, contracts, and repayments. Here's the key. When you become the lender, you move from being a consumer of credit to a creator of income. Instead of your money sitting idle in a savings account, earning 2%, it's working 24/7, earning you 8 to 15% or more annually, depending on the deal and risk level. The wealthy love this asset for several reasons. 1. Consistent cash flow. Lending produces steady, monthly income, often backed by legally enforceable contracts. 2. Secured returns. Many private loans are collateralized, meaning if the borrower defaults, you can recover your investment by claiming the asset. 3. Hands-off income. Once deals are structured, the money works independently. No active management needed. Think of banks. Their entire empire is built on one principle: lend money at interest. The wealthy simply adopt that same model, but on a personal level. They become mini banks, funding real estate deals, small businesses, or consumer loans, and collecting the steady income stream. For example, some investors fund property flippers or small developers, earning 10% interest every month until repayment. Others invest in P2P platforms like Lending Club or Prosper, where thousands of microloans generate small but steady returns. Of course, this asset requires due diligence. You must assess risk, borrower credibility, and collateral, just like any smart investor. But when structured correctly, it becomes one of the most stable and passive forms of income out there. The wealthy understand that money is most powerful when it's in motion. Sitting in a bank, it shrinks with inflation. Lent wisely, it grows and multiplies. So if you want your money to start working for you, not your bank, consider stepping into the lender's seat. Because the day your money starts earning its own paycheck, that's the day you stop needing one. Asset number 7, index funds and ETFs. The lazy investor's path to financial freedom. Not everyone wants to trade stocks all day or manage rental properties. And the good news is, you don't have to. Some of the richest and most financially free people in the world built their fortunes through index funds and ETFs, exchange-traded funds. The simplest, most hands-off way to grow wealth and generate passive income over time. So what exactly are they? An index fund is a type of investment that tracks a specific market index, like the S&P 500, automatically owning small pieces of the top companies in that index. An ETF works the same way, but it's traded like a regular stock. Both allow you to invest in hundreds or even thousands of companies at once, spreading your risk while compounding your returns. Here's why the wealthy love them. They understand that over time, the market always grows. Instead of trying to time the market, which even experts fail at, they simply buy, hold, and let compounding do the work. Legendary investor Warren Buffett once said that most people would be better off investing in a simple S&P 500 index fund and holding it for life. Index funds and ETFs are powerful for 3 main reasons. 1. Diversification. You instantly own pieces of many companies, so your risk is spread out. One bad stock can't ruin you. 2. Low fees. Since they're passively managed, you don't pay high management costs. More money stays in your pocket. 3. Compound growth. Reinvesting dividends turns your portfolio into a snowball that grows bigger every year. Over decades, this simple strategy can quietly make you rich. For example, $500 invested monthly into a low-cost index fund averaging 8% annually can grow to over $1 million in 30 years. That's the quiet power of compounding. Your money working tirelessly for you, day and night. The wealthy often use this asset as the foundation of their portfolio, stable, predictable, and scalable. They don't chase trends, they build systems that guarantee long-term results. And the best part? You can start with as little as $50 or $100 using modern investing apps. No fancy trading skills, no insider knowledge, just consistency and patience. So if you're serious about building financial freedom the smart way, let your money grow inside index funds and ETFs. It's not flashy, it's not fast, but it's one of the most reliable ways to get rich without ever working again. Asset number 8, licensing and franchising, building wealth through other people's efforts. If there's one thing the wealthy have mastered, it's scaling without doing all the work. And that's exactly what licensing and franchising allow you to do. Earn money from systems, brands, or ideas you've already built, while others handle the day-to-day work. Let's start with licensing. When you own something valuable, a design, logo, software, product, or piece of content, you can license it to others for a fee. That means they pay you for the right to use your creation while you still retain ownership. It's like renting out your ideas instead of real estate. Think of companies like Disney. They make billions every year by licensing their characters to toy makers, clothing brands, and theme parks. Every time you see Mickey Mouse on a t-shirt, someone paid for that right. It's one of the most powerful forms of passive income ever created. Then there's franchising, the art of duplicating a successful business model and letting others buy the right to operate under your brand. McDonald's, Subway, and Starbucks didn't get rich from running every store themselves. They got rich by creating a system that others could buy into. Franchise owners pay initial fees and ongoing royalties, generating continuous income for the franchisor with minimal effort. Why do the wealthy love licensing and franchising? Because it's scalable leverage. You're earning from other people's money, time, and operations. You've already done the hard work of creating the asset. Now it's about duplication and distribution. Here's the breakdown of benefits. 1. Recurring revenue. You earn royalties or franchise fees continuously. 2. Low overhead. You don't manage every location or operation. Others do. 3. Exponential growth. Your brand or product can expand globally without you being everywhere at once. You don't have to own a billion-dollar brand to tap into this. Even small creators, software developers, and entrepreneurs can license their work or build micro-franchises. A fitness trainer can franchise a gym model. A designer can license graphics. A developer can license app software. The key is creating something repeatable, valuable, and scalable. Licensing and franchising prove one timeless wealth secret. You don't have to do more to earn more. You just have to multiply what already works. So if you want to earn endlessly from something you've already built, start thinking like the wealthy. Create once, license forever. Asset number 9. Precious metals and commodities. The hidden hedge of the rich. While the world chases digital trends and high-risk investments, the wealthy quietly protect and multiply their fortunes through precious metals and commodities. These timeless assets have outlasted empires, market crashes, and inflation storms for centuries. Gold, silver, oil, natural gas, and agricultural commodities, they form the foundation of real wealth. Here's the truth. The rich don't rely on paper money alone. They know currencies rise and fall, but hard assets hold their value through every economic cycle. That's why billionaires, central banks, and seasoned investors keep a portion of their portfolios in precious metals. Not for quick profits, but for long-term stability and power. Let's start with gold and silver. Gold isn't just a shiny metal, it's financial insurance. When inflation rises, currencies lose value, or markets crash, gold tends to move in the opposite direction. That's why you'll often see gold prices surge during economic uncertainty. It's not speculation, it's protection. Silver, on the other hand, has both monetary and industrial value. It's used in technology, solar panels, and electronics, meaning it benefits from both investment demand and industrial growth. Then come commodities, like oil, gas, and agricultural products, the raw materials that keep the global economy alive. The wealthy often invest in them directly or indirectly through commodity ETFs, futures contracts, or mining stocks. Why? Because these assets tend to rise when the cost of living rises, effectively turning inflation into profit. Here's what makes this asset class so valuable. 1. Hedge against inflation. When your money loses purchasing power, metals and commodities often increase in value. 2. Wealth preservation. They hold intrinsic value regardless of currency fluctuations. 3. Portfolio diversification. They balance out volatility from stocks and real estate. The rich use this asset strategically, not to replace other investments, but to protect and stabilize their wealth-building machine. It's the shield that guards their fortune when markets turn chaotic. And here's the best part. You don't need vaults of gold bars to get started. With digital platforms, you can own fractional shares of gold, invest in ETFs that track commodity prices, or even buy mining stocks that mirror global demand. The lesson here? Smart investors don't just chase returns, they protect them. Precious metals and commodities remind us that real wealth isn't just about making money. It's about keeping it through every season. Asset number 10, intellectual capital, turning knowledge into infinite income. There's one asset that never depreciates, never gets taxed away completely, and can't be stolen. It's not gold, not real estate, not crypto. It's your mind, your ideas, your expertise, your creativity. This is called intellectual capital, and it's the most powerful wealth-building asset the rich rely on. Here's the truth. Every great fortune starts with an idea. Before Apple became a trillion-dollar empire, it began as Steve Jobs' vision of technology meeting simplicity. Before Amazon became global, it was Jeff Bezos' concept of digital convenience. Ideas, when developed, packaged, and leveraged, become assets that generate wealth long after you stop working. Intellectual capital is anything you create from your mind that can make money. Content, patents, courses, books, software, or systems. In today's economy, knowledge has become currency. People pay for information that helps them grow, save time, or make money. That's why the wealthiest people in the world are also knowledge merchants. They monetize what they know. Take authors like Robert Kiyosaki or online educators who create digital courses. They put their expertise into books, systems, or videos and get paid thousands of times over, even while they sleep. That's passive income powered by brainpower. Here's how intellectual capital becomes a real income-generating asset. 1. Create once, sell forever. You build a course, write a book, or design an app, and it sells repeatedly with minimal effort. 2. Leverage technology. Digital platforms allow you to reach millions without massive infrastructure or capital. 3. Scale without limits. Unlike physical assets, your ideas can be duplicated infinitely without losing value. The wealthy know that the more valuable their knowledge, the more powerful their leverage. They invest in learning, self-development, and innovation because they understand one simple truth. Your brain is the original cash flow machine. If you want to build wealth that never stops growing, invest in your skills, ideas, and creativity. Don't just consume information, create it. Don't just follow trends, design them. Every video, system, or idea you build can outlive your labor and become your personal wealth engine. Because when you own your intellectual capital, you don't just make money, you create value that the world pays for endlessly. Now you've seen it, the 10 real-world assets that quietly make people rich, the same assets the wealthy use to build unstoppable cash flow and live life completely on their terms. Here's the truth most people never hear. Wealth isn't built by working harder, it's built by owning smarter. Every dollar you earn should have a mission: to go out, work for you, and bring back more. The rich understand this game deeply. They don't trade time for money forever. They trade money for assets that buy back time. Whether it's real estate paying monthly, digital products selling on autopilot, or intellectual property earning royalties while you sleep, financial freedom begins when your income no longer depends on your presence. So the question now is, which of these 10 assets will you start building today? Because your future wealth isn't waiting, it's being created by the choices you make right now. And remember, you don't need millions to start. You just need one smart move, one income-generating asset, one bold decision to begin your journey toward true financial independence. If this video opened your eyes to how the wealthy really think and build wealth, don't let it end here. Hit that subscribe button, tap like, and turn on notifications, because every week on Street Smart Secrets, we uncover more powerful ways to grow your money, build passive income, and create lasting wealth. Because here, we don't just talk about money, we make it work for you. Until next time, stay smart, stay focused, and keep building your freedom.